What's good? My name is Aiden. If you do not know me already, assuming this is my first video and I might not get that many views, a lot of you guys probably do know me, but just never really, saw me document anything I did. But I've been running, a business now for like probably like a real business for like 2 years. Um, and I never really documented any of it or really put it out there. And I don't really like to, I like to keep business stuff, and then personal stuff, personal stuff. But I feel like documenting it would kind of be cool to look back on, as I continue to scale and we're starting to reach numbers that, I dreamed of at the start of this year. Like I never thought I'd get to this point. Well, I did. I knew I'd get to this point, but it's like surreal when it actually happens. So kind of just gonna do this YouTube. This YouTube video is definitely gonna be all over the place. This is my first video. If you're like coming to this just organically, this is my first video. So I might be all over the place, but I think you'll get a lot of transparency out of it. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna pretty much be going over my story and how I ultimately did this. How I went from 3K a month just in March of this year to now 23K a month in 4 months, doing growth operating. And growth operating, obviously, that term is used very widely now. It was made popular by Eddie Cumberbatch and Brady. Shout out to them. They've helped me a ton on my journey. But my situation is a little bit different. If you're coming across this just because you're trying to get into growth operating, my situation wasn't me just outreaching a bunch of different creators and influencers, and landing one and getting a rev share. Like my business partner Zane, we've been partners for like 3 years now, like officially like a year and a half. And we've been, we started off reselling, so it's like we were partners the whole time, and he always kind of did content for our business and I always like sold the shoes and did other stuff. So it kind of made sense that I would be the operator role and he would be the creator role. So we kind of just fell into those positions. But like I said, I just want to document this. So this is really how I went from 3K a month just 4 months ago to 23K a month in June. And then we just did that same number in July, and hopefully to push to 30 in August. So what's crazy is actually 4 months back, like this number was a lot lower. Like I said, it was 3K. Um, so this is kind of what it looked like. And there's what I'm going to break down in this video is why like we failed for like, so we started, I'm going to go into this, but we started this whole like Discord community and group, a year ago. So it's like literally up until now, like we really didn't see crazy success. And I'm not saying this is crazy success, but for me, like this is something I always dreamed of doing. So how did everything start? So I kind of put together this, and I'll talk through each one. So how did like I even start, getting into sneakers? How did I turn this into a sneaker coaching program? Like how did I do all this? So how it started was literally with this right here. My friend actually told me about the sneakers app one day, and I was just like, oh, like so you just enter the raffle and you can win. And they're like, yeah, but you like never win. Like it's super hard. And I was like, all right, I mean, I'm gonna try it. So this was actually the first shoe I entered for on the sneakers app. First account I entered for the shoe. And if you guys know the sneakers app, it's like really hard to win good stuff. And this was back, in during COVID, like 2020. So dunks were insanely profitable. I hit this shoe and I got it in. I listed it on GOAT as soon as it came in and sold it for 250, and I bought it for 100. So I made 150 bucks like in a snap. And that completely did it for me. I was hooked after this because it was at the same point where I was trying to get gas money for my car and all that, because I didn't really have a job at the time. So this was pretty crazy. And from here, that's where I got into sneakers. That's where I started going for multiple drops on the sneakers app and all that. Now, here is actually how I met my business partner in 2021, Zane. So after getting deeper into shoes, I actually joined I'm trying to see if I can move this. I joined a reselling Discord that I found on TikTok, which is it's actually crazy. It's my current mentor's reselling Discord that he used to have. Actually, an insane story, but maybe I'll make that story in another video. But I joined it from TikTok. It was $25 a month, and it helped me a mass amount. I mean, I was getting from instead of single shoes, like I started getting like 10 pairs on retail drops, and I was cooking PS5s. Like I literally cooked PS5s in my dorm room. Like just had everyone from my floor go camp out at Best Buy and made like thousands of dollars. It was insane. Um, but this is how came across Zane. He actually reached out to me after I started posting like success of that I was having in the group. He was like, "How do you hit sneakers?" Basically, just trying to figure out how I was able to have success reselling. It was pretty easy back then. I don't know why I was struggling, but he hit me up, and from there we just started talking, and then we started like trying to get into botting together. Like there's something called ACO where you submit your cards and people bot for you. We were like trying to go half on this bot and all that, and we just kept talking and talking and talking and giving each other advice and helping each other with different things until one day he suggested that we made a combined Instagram, and that's how, if you guys know me, you guys know ZNA Kicks. That's our Instagram where we sell shoes, where we sell shoes, buy shoes, and all of that. And that's how that became a thing. ZNA actually stands for Zane Noor Aiden. Noor doesn't really do it. That's Zane's little brother, but it's me and Zane's account, and it all came from literally a DM on Discord in a paid group. He's from Tennessee, and I'm from PA. And now we've met up multiple times, and we go on trips all the time, business trips and all that. So again, that's when we started this. And from here, this is where Zane started showcasing his content. That's where I started getting like bulk amounts of pairs. Like you see a bunch of Yeezy slides here. We started doing tons of business, and we started growing a pretty big following. Not big, but people started to recognize us. And that ultimately led to us just getting more bulk. Like actually, this is when this started to seem like a real business for me. This was like the beginning of last year, and this was when me and Zane fully formed a partnership LLC, and we were doing stuff like this. Like this is me with like 100 pairs of Yeezy slides. We were doing 100 pair deals, 200 pair deals, making 3 to 5 to even upwards of like 10K per month. Doing this, and it was pretty cool. This is kind of how it all started, where we really started seeing this as an actual business. And then from our success, we actually started documenting it. We made a TikTok. This is me, where this is where we made a free Discord community where we could teach people. So we made a TikTok and basically told people about sneaker drops that were coming up, opportunities in the sneaker market, reselling opportunities. And we funneled all these people. We just put a free Discord link in our bio, and we just provided value in the free Discord. So we provided like links for pandas and stuff like that, and all that. And basically people just started loving it. And we ended up growing this free Discord to 10,000 people, which is absolutely insane to think about. And then lastly, this is where we got into the info product space, and I actually became like a growth operator. And this is a failure, as you can see. All these members canceled. So we ended up just losing money. Basically, I'm gonna go into this as we get in deeper into the video, but we did a semi-launch within the free Discord for a premium Discord. And we started off just charging like super low. And then we tried going at this for like multiple months, and eventually everyone, like pretty much everyone, we went from like 150 members down to like 40 members. Almost everyone canceled their subscription, and we were losing money. So that's kind of my story on how all this happened. Now, from here, after this is where the good stuff happens, and I'm gonna go deeper into that in here. But that's where we start getting into actually how I turn this thing into a full-on, business, like my second six-figure business. We did a six-figure business with sneakers, and now we have a six-figure business with our coaching, ZNA Resells, and the Inner Circle. So let me get into this. So from when we did our first like paid community, June in 2023 is kind of when we actually started doing it paid. Up until March 2024, we were failing. We didn't crack really anything above like 5K. I think we probably got to like 7 the one time. And it was just so inconsistent. We didn't know what we were doing. I didn't know what I was doing at all. Like I was like an operator, but I didn't know anything. I really didn't know shit. Like I was just like throwing links in people's faces and trying to make this happen. So what I'm going to go over now for everyone that's trying to get into growth operating and all that, this is the 3 funnels that I used during this time period. And if you don't know what a funnel is, if you're watching this, you probably do, but it's like how you get your viewers and bring them into something you could sell. So it's like viewers on a TikTok and bring them into a paid community or something like that. So these are the 3 funnels that I used during this time period where I was failing. And why I'm going to show you this is to show you what I learned, what went wrong, And what I actually learned and took from this, to, use where I'm actually making money with it now, making that 23K per month. Um, so this is obviously our first launch. This is where, like I said before, we had our free community and we just, plugged the link in and did a paid community. So the top of the funnel for this, the top of the funnel where viewers came in was our ZNA resells TikTok. So our TikTok was actually called ZNA Kicks. So we had ZNA Kicks and we would just post about shoe releases and all that. And what we would do is send them to a free Discord. So from there, we'd be like, hey, we would talk about a panda drop and be like, hey, join my free Discord so you can cop these pandas tomorrow, right? Now, from the free Discord, this is where we did paid Discord promotions inside. So we had a launch where we launched the premium Discord and we charged $15 a month. And then after like a month or two, we upped it to $22 a month. And after, another month, we upped it to $30 a month. And that's like dirt cheap. Like we were making like nothing. But I will say that first time I saw $15, someone pay $15 to learn from me was one of the best feelings like I've ever had. Like I've closed multiple like 2K, 3K deals now. But someone paying me $15 a month to learn from me was probably one of the best feelings ever in like my business journey. So this is what I learned from this. Super low ticket, like when I say low ticket, it's like charging like these type of prices is absolutely useless and unscalable unless your creator has a massive audience. So unless Zane had 500K on IG, like he right now he has like 28K. Back then, like on our TikTok, we had like 15K. Like this was not cutting it. We need to have like 500K. So don't do super low ticket if you don't have a creator that has a massive like cult like audience. And another thing I learned is cheap prices lead to clients who don't really take anything seriously, which increases churn rate. And churn rate is what you see here, everyone canceling. Our churn rate was high as shit. And it's because people pay $15 a month and they just treat it like a Netflix subscription. They don't take it seriously. They try it for a month and they just don't put in the work, so they don't get results. So what did I do well during this funnel and this failure ultimately was the best thing that I did, and I wish we did this more in our business, up until now, was gave out tons of free value before selling anything. What this did is this allowed us to build up basically a list of 10,000 people in a free Discord, massive pool of leads. And that allowed us to have a cult like audience that we could sell to. And you'll see what I say down here, but we lost out on so much money. And another thing I did well was a simple funnel. So I took them from Zane's TikTok just straight to a free Discord. And then closed them in there on a low ticket thing. That's super simple. And that's kind of how you want it. You don't want to overcomplicate things, especially when it's like your first launch, your first start. You don't want to overcomplicate things. Like don't be in the weeds. Like the weeds of your business is like the weird random stuff, like just like stuff you don't, it's not that important. Like responding to an email or something like that. Like the important thing is like brainstorming and having like a funnel and everything. So it's like, make sure your funnel is simple. So what I didn't do well, poor launch promotion. I had 10,000 people in a free server. And I think our first launch for $15, I only got like 30 people in. So we only made like $450 our first launch out of 10,000. If I promoted this launch and marketed it right, probably could have gotten like 250 to 300 people to join the paid group. And that would have made me a lot more. That would have made like 4,500. So another thing is bad price points. I probably lost out on 20 grand myself. Because Zane had a small audience. We had a small audience. So pricing at a super low ticket value was not the move. What we should have done is charged a high ticket coaching offer, charge like 1,000 to 2,000 to 3,000 and take like 50 people max. Then we could have, like I said, even if we got 20 people at 2,000 or 20 people at $1,000, like that's 20K. Like I'm not gonna lie, I probably lost out on like 50 grand. Probably could have been like 100 grand. I'm not gonna lie. And another thing I didn't really do well is try to do everything myself. Like I was trying to resell sneakers, build out this whole back end. I was even posting some TikTok. So I was literally being my creator and my operator a little bit in this time. And that just wasn't really the smartest thing to do. So that was the first funnel that I ever used being an operator. And as you can see, did some stuff right, but a lot of stuff wrong. And hopefully you guys can learn from that if you want to get into something like this. Now, the second funnel. This second funnel allowed us to generate 7K in August of last year. Super good, was a huge stepping stone for us, and it definitely meant a lot. So what this was is pretty much we took our people that we were selling to was our current low ticket clients. So the people that joined this group and actually stayed. Um, ZNA TikTok, and then also we started posting reels on an account called ZNA Resells, which we named our group that after not really having a name like right here. We named it ZNA Resells because we had ZNA Kicks, so we figured ZNA Resells would make sense. Um, and yeah, that's kind of where we took everything. So we added reels. Zane started posting reels, and then we also upsold to our low ticket clients. So how do we do this? So in the reels, we would do call to actions to the IG DM. So we'd be like, "This shoe made me $1,000. DM me if you want to learn how." That type of thing. And then in the IG DMs, that's where we talk to them. What we'd also do is outreach low ticket clients. So our current low ticket clients, we would outreach and be like, "Hey, we just launched, this program, this coaching program. We're going to work with you one on one." And all the leads, we would qualify them in the DM. So we'd make sure they have enough money. We'd make sure they've committed to this and all that before we move forward with them. Same thing with our low ticket members that we were reaching out to. And this is how this worked. So qualified members that came from the videos to our DMs or came from the Discord they were already in, qualified members would then schedule a sales call with me. And this new offer that we did was a coaching program. This wasn't like a community anymore. It was like an upsell to what we had over here. So we did sales call, and if you're watching this and you're experienced in this space, you're going to be like, why were you doing sales calls for these price points? And trust me, I'm looking back on it, I'm like, what was I doing? But qualified members would then schedule a sales call with me, and I would close them on the call. We started off at 397. Then a month later, we moved up to 697, and then a month later, we moved up to like 997. Right when we hit 997, that's when like shit started to hit the fan. But uh unqualified, they would be funneled into the low ticket community, but this time at $70 a month. And we didn't get many people at 70. Be honest, $7 a month was just not hitting. So basically we had our coaching program and then kind of like the lower tier, which was the community. And we called this at the time ZNA Resells 2.0, and we called this ZNA Resells. And you'll see we changed that name eventually. So what I learned from this, and like this didn't do bad. Like this made me 7K. Like this was our best month ever in August, but then it just fell off a cliff after that. I'm pretty sure we did like 3K, went right back to 3K the next month. So what I learned from this, a good product is everything. This new coaching program that we launched, CNA Resells 2.0, I got to work with my clients a lot more one-on-one, and they got crazy results. Like we had a 16-year-old hit 100K in sales, like absolutely absurd. And that was all because I got to, work with them closely. Number two is how to build an offer. We never had an offer with our first funnel. The offer for this one was how you can make an extra 1 to 3K a month reselling sneakers. So that was the offer. That was the headline of our thing. Clients that bought from you in the past and had a good experience are super easy to upsell. If you can help someone with, a certain thing and they pay you, if you launch something better, I promise you they will pay you again. And they had a good experience with it, they will 100% pay you again. How to use content to actually monetize an audience, because before the content was kind of just bringing people into a free community. Now this like actually was monetized. How to do a sales call. I learned sales skills completely from scratch. Eddie, my mentor, helped me a little bit, but I completely learned sales from scratch. Like I had to watch YouTube videos, like I had to practice. Like I did not know what I was doing, but now I've been told I'm a pretty good salesperson when it comes to calls. And another thing is price isn't that deep. Like I never thought in my lifetime that I could charge this much for something. And now I charge $2,000. So it's like price is not that deep. If you can get people results, it's all good. What I did well, I built a great quote unquote, obviously this isn't high ticket, but in my mind, it was high ticket back then, high ticket product that got results. Our members that showed up and did what we were teaching them got crazy results. Like we had a 16-year-old hit 100K in sales. We had someone come in that was selling 3 shoes a month, and then they ended up selling like 300 pairs in a month. Pretty crazy. Another thing I did well was sales and structuring my sales calls. I really studied sales a lot. I read books on it, and I got really good at it. What I didn't do well, set my pricing properly. We could have charged more for this again. Like this was full one-on-one coaching. Collect data on leads to nurture them. We were not collecting emails or phone numbers or anything from our leads that were coming in, like even leads that might not be qualified at that point in time. And that definitely hurt us. It lost us out on a good amount of money for sure, because we could follow up with them if they had their email and phone number. And three was no marketing or promotion. Like I didn't do any launch with this. Like this ZNA Resells 2.0 was a whole new thing, and I didn't even do like a big launch for it. Like if I did that, probably could have that 7K probably could have been 14K or even 20K. Like I probably would have been at where I'm at now, with that. So definitely needed to get better at this. So going into the third funnel, which this was the funnel we were using basically up until May. So like that whole period, like March, like January, February, March, like this was kind of what we transitioned into. And it was really good at times and really bad at times. As you can see, we only made 3K. So what this was is, again, our traffic where we got people in from didn't really change. Except instead of calling the account ZNA Resells where we made reels, we called it Zane Zatawi. So we transitioned it into a personal brand. So my creator, Zane, now has a personal brand where he can post more personal stuff and people can actually like him for the person he is. And that makes it much better when they want to buy off of him. And then we also got our current monthly members in here. But this was a big switch for us, and we actually grew this account to like 20K during this time, which was crazy. We had reels popping off. Like if you go on the Zane Zatawi account right now on IG, we had reels that hit 2 mil, 3 mil, 4 mil, and we were growing followers like crazy. I couldn't even read the DMs. Like they would go so fast. So what did we do? This is where we incorporated a software called ManyChat. And I don't know if you guys have ever just been scrolling on reels and seen like a guru be like, comment doc and I'll send you this. That's what that is. So basically, if you comment that, an automation sends, a sales asset or what the lead was looking for. And then basically the DM is automated by this thing called ManyChat, the software called ManyChat. And this allowed us to collect emails in the DMs because they would DMs, they'd be like, hey, we'd be like, oh, shoot us your email real quick and we'll send it over. So this pretty much automated all of the DMs. It would DM them after they commented. It would send them whatever they wanted. It would get their email. Then it would like ask them some questions and qualify them. And then also we now incorporated a VSL. So a VSL is a video sales letter, and it would send them the video sales letter and then close them right in the DM. So pretty much if a person qualified, we would send them the video sales letter. If they said I'm in, they would be closed and they would want in, and then we'd send them the payment link to pay. And this is how this process structured. So we got away from sales calls for this period, for a good period, like a 4-month period. We got away from sales calls and we turned into just closing right in the DMs. And we didn't do any more ZNA Resells 2.0 and ZNA Resells. It was just one product, and it was like an exclusive community, but it also had a good amount of coaching in it. So it was a paid community, exclusive, and it was $397 for lifetime access. And then what we did is, if they were too broke for that or couldn't afford it, we would downsell them into $70 a month. So we literally had ManyChat, like if they said I'm in, it would send them this. And then if they said, oh, like I can't right now, it's too much, be like, it literally, ManyChat would send them a voice message like from Zane's voice recording and be like, oh, I completely get that, bro. Why don't you try it out for a month? And we get them in for 70. And this was really good for when we were going viral. Very good. But it slowly came to a crash. So what I learned from this, one is $397 is definitely not high ticket. So what I thought was high ticket over here is not at all. And it does not need a sales call. That's for sure. I learned how to work ManyChat and completely automate IGDMs. Mind you, I literally was sitting in English class at school, at college, and I made $800 in the class. This was when we had a couple of videos go viral, our DMs were packed, and I just look at my phone as I'm like listening to the professor, and I see 397 payment succeeded. I'm like, oh my God. That's when it hit me. Like I really just completely automated Zane's IGDMs, and that was insane to me. And we still use ManyChat to this day, just not as heavy as this, but this was really good. If you have a creator with like a cult-like audience, like a massive audience, like their DMs are filled, you could 100% do this and you'll cook with it, like 100%. What I learned the hard lesson for, and this still affects us to this day, selling constantly in your content kills your audience and does not build sustainability. So during this funnel, our videos were very salesy. It was like, DM me if you want to work with me. DM me if you want to work with me. And during the time, it was great. We'd get them in the DMs and then we'd just send them a video sales letter. Like they would be asking for like a guide on how to resell sneakers. And we literally just send them a video sales letter, which pretty much just goes over the program. And like, it's like a sales call in a video form. And it worked because of the volume we were getting, but it killed our audience because those 20K followers now just knew that they were being sold to, and they pretty much like didn't like us. We completely went opposite from what we did in this funnel, which was literally just provide value and bring people to a free community. And you'll see when I get to what we're using now that that is like a major thing I took from that funnel. This model relies on going viral and having a massive audience. I went over that already. And I also learned how to build a VSL. I had no idea what a video sales letter was at first, and I built a pretty fucking fire one. What I did well here is I turned viewers into straight cash. Like we were printing like 1 million views off a reel. Like if a video did that, we were making like 5K that week or something like that. So I just knew it. I built out really good automated systems. I actually hired a DM closer to monitor the DMs, which was really cool. Again, I would just wake up and see payments come through. And I wrote a fire VSL. This VSL cooked. We got a lot of people in with this. What I didn't do well is, again, I did not do any launch promotions, any really good marketing besides content. I didn't hype up a launch where people got, excited and all that. This is the biggest one. What we didn't do well was completely burned out an audience because of too much selling and not enough providing value. And another thing is take advantage of emails I was collecting through ManyChat. So we would always ask for the email in the DM, and I would get the email and I didn't do anything with it. Like I just had like 9,000 emails. And if I would have knew about ConvertKit, which you're going to see, in this what I'm going to show you what we're using now, I could have been sending daily emails and closing people in the email, but I didn't. And that's a huge thing I didn't do. So that is the 3 funnels that I used that were pretty much failures. And I don't want to call them failures because all of these, like you're going to see, all of these go into the breakdown of our 23K a month funnel. So I'm about to give you sauce here. If you're getting into this, like this 23K a month funnel, like Prince, like I'm going to show you how to really do this shit. But I took stuff from all of these and put it into here. So this is the ultimate breakdown of the funnel that we're using to take Zane's audience and turn them into cash and help them through sneaker reselling. Like the results we got, that's the craziest thing is like the results we get. Like we have like high schoolers making 5 to 10K a month. It's insane. We have people that are being able to quit their jobs because of this. So this is the breakdown of that funnel, how we turn Zane's audience into people that we sell to and then help them. So top of the line of the funnel, top of the line is like what brings people to Zane's account, what, introduces them to Zane and all that. So it's still Zane Zatawi IG, the reels and the stories. And it's also Zane Zatawi TikTok and TikTok Live. Everything's personal branded now, and his YouTube. Everything's personal branded. It's all his name, and it's not ZNA Resells anymore. The program is called ZNA Resells, and then Inner Circle. But everything's Zane Zatawi now, and this is where we incorporated YouTube and TikTok as well to kind of bring in more leads. And the type of content that he's posting is value content. So we're getting away from selling in the videos, and we are providing value. How can you start reselling? How can you make more money selling to different buyers? What shoes should you be buying? How to do used shoes? All of these things we're going over in our videos so people can learn from them. Now, what we incorporated in this funnel is a nurturing process. If you're getting into growth operating, make sure your creator has some form of nurturing process. This is what we lacked in that 3rd funnel I talked about above. That's where the nurturing process is, think about like when you first meet someone that you want to be friends with, right? So it's like you meet them and you don't really know them that well at first. So if they told you like, hey, you want to go on a week-long trip to Hawaii with me, you'd probably be like, I'm not sure. Like, I don't really know you like that. But if you hang out with them for a month and get to know them, get to know about them, go on smaller trips with them, then you'd probably go on that week-long trip to Hawaii. So this is the same thing with our leads. A lead that just sees Zane's first reel and then follows him, right? They're not going to purchase something for $2,000 from him that day. They're not going to purchase something for $50 from him that day. But as they're nurtured, as they're seeing more IG reels, they're seeing more IG stories, they're seeing his broadcast channel giving value, they're seeing his YouTube vids, they're seeing daily emails. They give him his email, and then they're seeing us send him email. I'm sending him emails, just giving them value, and even joining the free Discord that we have. That's them like getting to know Zane as a person, getting to know how he helps people and what he does. So this is me pretty much just turning, someone who you just met that same day into someone that'll actually buy from you and gets to know you. So definitely you need to have a nurturing process. And when we're CTAing in the stories and the YouTube vid, stuff like that, it's to a free asset or a free Discord. It's not like DM me if you want to buy this. It's like providing value. If you get anything from this, provide as much value as you possibly can, especially in the nurturing process. And don't ask them to buy from you. Ask them if they want to learn more about our program. Talk about the program without selling it. So another thing that I incorporated here was promotions and launches. This changed the game. This was, if you guys are watching this, you might have heard about like June 21st. Like Zane was marketing June 21st like crazy. And I was the mastermind behind all of that. I planned this whole launch. June 21st, we launched our Inner Circle program to the public. Inner Circle is the coaching program that we have with CNA. Our offer for this is helping people make 3 to 5K per month with sneaker wholesale and sneaker drop shipping. This is basically doing sneakers in bulk. And when you get to drop shipping them, you don't even have to touch them. So this launch, this 8 to 9 day launch, we collected, now I know it says 9K right here, but we had 1,000 on PayPal as well. We collected 10K in a week, pretty much, in this launch. Never done that in my life before. I'm not going to lie. I was so hyped. I was so hyped for this. But I knew this was going to work because of the way that I promoted it. So basically what I did is I built a list of leads who were interested in what Zane did, what Zane was talking about. So Zane basically just started talking about a date. So we set the date as June 21st, and about on the beginning of June, he started talking about it. It's like June 21st, stay tuned. If you want to see the June 21st announcement, DM me or whatever. Hyped up this date and gave free value to those leads before launch date. So before the 21st, I was giving out free video modules from inside our current Inner Circle that we already had, because we already had Inner Circle and we already had clients in our Inner Circle coaching program, but we never launched it to the public. So pretty much I already had all this built out, but we were just relaunching it pretty much. And so what I would do is I'd be like, hey, if you guys want, on Zane stories, we'd be like, hey, if you guys want to see a video from inside of what we're launching on the 21st early, DM me. Tons of people were DMing Zane. I was sending them videos from inside Inner Circle so they would warm up to us. This was part of the nurturing process before this launch. Then on the date of the launch, it lasts a week. Pretty much ours went to like the 29th or 30th, and promoted heavy to that list. So I didn't sell to just Zane's entire audience, but it was to the list on Instagram that was interested. I'd be like, DM to get in our Inner Circle. It just launched. We have 7 group calls a week. We have one-on-one support. We have 75 video modules. We have 400 verified store owners and buyers. Like pretty much just threw it all out on the table. And during this period from the 21st to the 30th, promoted like heavy. Like we're taking 10 to 15 spots and, DM to fill those. And our DMs were packed. Like it was awesome. We were booking calls out the ass. And it was very easy for me to close them on the call because they were hyped. They had already seen videos from inside the Inner Circle. They were already sold on it. And it was executed perfectly. So this was the first successful launch that I've had. And I collected 10K in a week. So next launch, my goal is to collect probably close to 30K in a week. That's what I want to get to. And I think I'll be able to do that. Just got to build Zane's audience up even more first. So this is kind of what we incorporated. And now we have an offer stack. So we have our Inner Circle, which this is the one-on-one coaching. This is high ticket, real high ticket. And even 2K is on the low end for high ticket, but we charge 2K. And this price started off lower, but as we got more and more results from people, we raised it a little bit. Started off around 1.3 and now it's at 2. We raised it a little bit because people were just getting really good results and we were putting tons of time into this. So we feel like we could, and it was completely justifiable. Then what we also had was the community. So the coaching is to get you to 3 to 5K plus with sneaker wholesale and bulk and sneaker dropshipping. The community is just to help you make like a thousand to 2,000. This is like for people that can't afford this. There's also something that they can do to start reselling, to start, doing what they wanted to do why they followed Zane, Um, and the great thing is once people join this, and let's say they were right on the edge of being, able to afford this and they wanted to get in this, as they use this to help level themselves up and start making money and build their capital up, how easy do you think it was to upsell them into the inner circle? It's beyond easy. And a lot of people that end up joining the inner circle are people that started off here. And then the last thing we have is also have a free Discord. So we recently incorporated this. It's for the people that might not have any money or might not want to buy from us and learn from us just because they're scared or whatever. They also get something, which is a free Discord. And in our free Discord, guess what? We also market in that. And we give them videos from inside the inner circle so they can get a sneak peek of it. And we have tons of people come to us and join either the community, ZNA Resells, or Inner Circle, the coaching, from the free Discord. So it's definitely very valuable. Now, what did I learn from all this? I'm going to break it down into mindset, funnels, marketing, sales, what I did well, and then what I didn't do well. Just need some water. I'm yapping. So, mindset. I learned that money is not real. Like, money is not real at all. Like, my concept of money is broken completely. Like, what I used to think was a lot of money is nothing anymore. And then it's just, I don't even think of money as real anymore. And one of the biggest thing I learned is in business, if you're starting this business, if you're trying to get into something like this with growth operating or, any business you're doing, there's going to be massive downs and massive ups. It's literally a roller coaster. But the downs, when you're feeling down, it lasts weeks. The stress, the anxiety, everything that comes with that, it lasts weeks to months on end. The ups only last like a minute. So like before this, you know how stressed I was? Like we weren't making as much money. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. When this happened and it was successful, I was happy. I was beyond thrilled, but it only lasted like a few minutes. The weeks before where I had the stress and anxiety to make sure that this was working, that's where, that's where the downs really were. And that's what lasted the most. So don't get too low on the lows and don't get too high on the highs because there's no point. Enjoy the process. That's the biggest thing. Last thing is you need to go all in and fully focus on one thing. When when in June and all that, when Inner Circle really started blowing up and we actually started making money from this, we made 23K in a month. That was when like I completely delegated like the sneaker reselling part of our business. So like before we were trying to do sneaker reselling, Zane was trying to do Amazon. We were trying to do this as well. That's a big reason why we weren't making much money with this. It was a huge paradigm shift to go all in with this. So if you're trying to start a business, if you're trying to start growth operating or something like this, go all in and focus on one thing. Stop trying to invest in the stock market, buy real estate, build a coaching business for fitness, and do a lawn care business. Go all in on one, and I promise you, you'll get way more results. Funnels. What did I learn about funnels? Content has to be valuable. I learned that from my first number one thing was content has to be valuable. You can't be selling in your content. Number two is good leads come from valuable content. That goes right along with it. Nurturing is a necessity, and the buying cycle is real. A customer usually takes 6 months to actually buy from you once they like get into your funnel. So you need to nurture them along those months to make it, because if you're nurturing them, you're going to shorten that buying cycle. Like now, someone that follows Zane a week ago might get on a call with me and I might close them in a week because they're nurtured so well. They're getting daily emails. They're seeing the YouTube videos. They're seeing Zane's stories and all that. And it shouldn't be complicated. Stop overcomplicating your funnels. Ours is pretty much just Instagram to get on a call with us to close them and get them in. Don't have all these things happening. Like keep it simple. Marketing. What did I learn? Promotions and launches are literally everything. Like if you're not doing those, you're missing out on so much money, and it's a huge like aspect of like the biggest people like I'm Godzi and the biggest info people in the space, like they just constantly do launches. Like I'm Godzi prints 15 million like per launch. You have to be doing launches. And you could always have some type of promotion going on. Back to school, holiday, your birthday, a long week. Like, you can always have some type of promotion going on. Black Friday, where you could do like a mini launch. It doesn't always have to be a massive thing. And I also learned how to really structure a successful launch. Because before I didn't. Like when I did a launch in the free Discord in 2023 when we were learning this, it wasn't a good launch. Um, and you don't have to create a whole new product to do a launch. It can be a new video module set that you're adding to your coaching thing. It could be a new group call that you're adding. You could do a launch for literally anything. Another thing is sales. Setting calls are important and a good setter is valuable. Before, we weren't really doing any like call setting. Like it was kind of just like get on a call. So now when someone books a call, they get called up from someone from my team named Joe, and he gets like to know them a little bit first before they get on a call with me. This really warms them up, and this is part of the nurturing process. Um, a good lead who is well set for the call will close. Don't rush it in the DMs booking a call. Like if you ask how much money they have and they have 5K and you just send them a calendar link, they're gonna be like, what is this? Frame it right. Hey bro, how's business been going? Oh, it's like good, but I'm struggling with this. Oh, why are you struggling with that? Like, is something like, do you need more of this, more of that? You're like, yeah. I was like, oh, so like, how much, money are you working with to do all this? Do you want to book a call? Are you interested in this? Like, don't just spam them with a call link to schedule a call, because they're not going to then. And the last thing is simple, but tracking sales stats so you can know your close rate, your show up rate, your offer rate, all of that stuff. You need to be doing this so where you need to improve. My close rate is really good now, so I know that that's not an issue for us. That's like, I wouldn't know that if I didn't do that. What I did well, I dialed in and put all my focus into one thing. Like I went all in on this. That's how we got to 23K per month. I built an offer stack with a fire unique mechanism. I really took sneaker dropshipping and made it our thing. That's known in the sneaker market as our thing now. And I put it into our offer, how to make 3 to 5K per month sneaker dropshipping. I marketed and sold a successful 10K launch. That was insane to me. I hired smart, which led to better systems. I now have a community manager, which is my brother. I have Joe, our setter. These people allow to, take these different roles that I don't necessarily need to be doing. And it just makes me confident knowing that all the leads that are coming into the sales calls and all the people in the community will be taken care of. And I had Zane provide value constantly. So now in his content, like it's not selling in the content, it's just providing tons of value. What I didn't do well is utilize a broadcast channel. This is simple, but if you get a broadcast channel on Instagram, if your creator can do that, it's super, super helpful to just build up a list in there. Collect new emails earlier. We recently started collecting emails again. It built up like a 500 person list now with the free Discord. Always collect emails, do email marketing with ConvertKit. What I didn't do well is organization of systems to make things more efficient. Our organizations weren't as good as a team. We recently got Slack, which is helping a lot. Different channels where you can see when payments come in, you can see when calls are booked, you can communicate with your different roles on your team. And I didn't incorporate any paid ads to bring in new leads, which would be faster than organic. And I think I'll probably make another video on this, but we're going to probably be starting that very soon. So I can kind of let you know how that goes. But I didn't do that at all. I don't do that at all right now. But all of this, like all of these three, all funneled into me coming up with this pretty much like master funnel to get to 23K per month. Shooting for 30 this month, but yeah, that's kind of it for my first video. I just wanted to kind of show what I do and be able to document this journey. I don't really care if anyone watches this, but I want to be able to look back on this in 3 years when I'm at 100K to 500K per month. And be like, damn, like, okay, I was really doing this shit for a while and I didn't know anything back then. I'll look on this video in 3 years and probably be like, this was the stupidest funnel ever. But for now, it's really good because it's making us, five figures a month. So it's awesome. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Whether you just know me and are just watching this, like, appreciate you for watching it through. That's pretty nice. That you actually care that much. If you're someone that's just trying to get into growth operating, subscribe. You can message me on Instagram. I'll put it in the description. I'm always down to help, anyone that's trying to get into growth operating, trying to do a launch for themselves, trying to do anything like that. But yeah, subscribe to the channel. This is the first vid. I was all over the place. This is a long video too. And yeah, going forward, I'm going to be posting just more valuable stuff that you guys can learn from, learn from my mistakes, not your own. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.